In this video I'm going to show you how to make some watercolour and pen flowers with a lovely loose painting with some fine pen work over the top. So to take a piece of white A4 paper, we don't need to do any drawing beforehand. I'm just going to take the paints and starting off with some greens, keeping the watercolour quite wet, keeping it a nice wet wash, just dabbing and flowing the paint over the bottom half of the paper. This is going to be the foliage. This is where they're going to be the leaves. You don't have to be precise. It doesn't have to look like leaves. It doesn't have to look like stalks. Just a lovely loose pattern of colour coming up there. A few dibs and dabs here and there for the leaves, and that's it. Then we'll put some slightly darker green down the bottom where the shadows are. Just let that blend in. You don't have to be precise at all, just a little bit of darker colour down the bottom where those shadows are. Now the area up here is going to be where the flowers are going to be, so choosing which colours you want your flowers to be. I'll take the first colour, so I'm going to start off with a red. I'm going to put some red flowers on. Again, keeping the paint nice and runny so that it all blends together, and exactly the same way, let the paint just dab onto the paper where it wants to go. It can blend and run into the green, that's fine. Get a lovely watercolour look. So that's some red in there, and I'm going to put an orangey colour, yellowy orange colour in there as well. And we'll have some areas of yellow, and again let it all blend in, run into each other. And then if you want to put a sky in, you can put a little bit of blue, just a hint at a sky. Just a little bit of blue at the top. Nothing too much. Again, just let that blend in up there for the sky. Okay, so at the moment it looks very loose, very wet, very watery, but that's the effect that you want to have. So you're going to let that dry now. And I'm going to show you on one here that I've done previously that's already dried. I can show you the next stage now. So I'll just move my paints out the way. So for the next stage of the flowers here, we're just going to use a pen and to draw them in. And you can draw them in anywhere at all in the colours. You don't have to stick within a certain area. They can be anywhere, and it just gives a lovely loose effect. You do that. So taking the pen, decide where you want to put your first flower, and just draw in some petal shapes. Don't have to be accurate, just put a little centre in there. Some little lines can go if you want to, and we might have another one of those smaller ones up here. And if you want to go back over, again, that gives a nice artistic effect then. They don't have to look even. The petals can be different shapes, different sizes, some small. And then you can have some flowers that have got bigger petals on as well. And they can overlap each other. And just keep going until you feel that you've got enough flowers in your picture. Just being as loose as you like. So when you've got enough flowers and you think, right, that's enough, we're going to just put in some stems. So coming down from each flower, a rough stem coming down. Doesn't have to be accurate, that's it, like that. And then you can draw in some leaves. So just some leaf shapes. And that's your picture.